I'm in Belfast because the city's been making headlines again. Young people, teenagers basically, have been blowing up the city. Now this seems like a quiet suburban neighborhood, but try coming here at night, see what happens. This wall right here separates Protestants from Catholics. They've been fighting each other for decades, we know that. Whether that's the reason why these young guns are out again, I'm here to find out. Stones, fireworks, Molotov cocktails, you name it, these loyalists, sometimes just boys, will throw it. They're furious these days. The dark clouds of post-Brexit reality seem to have set over the city. They feel betrayed by negotiators, especially London. Billy Hutchinson was once one of these kids. He killed 2 innocent Catholics in 1974, and it seems like his sympathies haven't changed much.
First of all, I reject the condemnation of the young people. And the reason why I do is that whenever I was doing this and people were condemning me, it was the first thing that radicalised me. You know, so I don't want to radicalise people by doing that. I need not to condemn these young people because I need them to come back in and have a way to move forward. As a 15-year-old, I was organising riots against the British Army in this road. So I know what I don't want them to do is to make mistakes or to do things that's not their problem. The problem lies with our generation in terms of the conflict, but it also lies in terms of what politicians have done, in terms of Brexit and other things.
In his attempts to get Brexit done quickly, Boris Johnson agreed to a customs border in the Irish Sea, separating the rest of the UK from Northern Ireland, meaning that Northern Ireland would be treated as if it is still in the EU, even though they're not. The people here in Belfast say they were promised the exact opposite. Now they have to deal with checks on imports and exports, even on food. You can only imagine how this has affected smugglers and their drug business. Some even say gang leaders may be using kids to get their message across. Yeah, I don't think the bus is coming today. While some teenagers were busy doing this, you have local heroes trying to get these kids off the streets. I'm going to introduce you to a boxing gym that tries to do that for over 40 years. I hope I can wash this off. Cooper and his friends run this gym and know most kids in the neighborhood. He even spotted a couple of them during the protests and tries to make sure they stay out of trouble. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Our job is what we've been doing. I've been coaching 30 years. My main objective is to keep kids off the street and away from trouble. That's the main objective of boxing. That's our ethos in this club, is to get kids off the street, get them boxing, get them fit, and hopefully we steer them on the right direction for everything in life, not just the boxing end of it. But when they leave this club, they'll have a good ethos of walking out and they'll say, yes, please, thank you, and they'll have a good ethos of what way you conduct yourselves in life.
These men have committed themselves to the sport, but it doesn't mean they don't understand what's happening on the streets.
The politicians need to take responsibility, whether it's European, whether it's local politicians. And we have people behind the scenes stirring us up, mixing and starting trouble, and it does filter down to young children getting into trouble and maybe getting hurt, or even worse, getting killed. So it's sad to see, and of course you'll never see a politician on the front line or fighting, and certainly none of them live near the areas that these things are happening. So they're all up in their big fancy houses somewhere else, you know.
The decades-long violence in Belfast has entered another stage. And yes, the reasons for it may have changed. Riots are still ongoing and it doesn't look like this city is going to get a break anytime soon.